Hello and welcome back to OverDose Vapes. This is Travis taking a quick look at a nice little RDA that was sent out by the good people over at Vprosity.com. I don't know. I'm still struggling to pronounce that. I don't know if it's Vaprosity, it's Vprosity, it's Vprosity, baby, Vprosity. So these are a great little website you can go to. There's obviously going to be a link below. Click the description box and there will be a link. So this is called the Rigid RDA. It's by Da1, D-A-1, Da1, and it is a really, really unusual RDA. So what makes it unusual? Let's go up close and I'll show you the ins and outs of it. As you know, my new policy on hardware reviews is that we're going to just do a quick look, right? But this one is going to require a little bit more of looking at the actual deck and the heating element. That's right. It's an RDA with a heating element. So let's go up close, check it out, and then I'll give you my opinions. So here is the Rigid RDA sitting on top of this mod. This is one of those 21700. What do you call it? This is the Captain. Yeah, this is the Captain X3 mod that it's sitting on. But let's go ahead and pull the top cap off. As you can see, there's the cage that goes over the ceramic plate. Interesting. Let's pull that off. Okay, let's pull off that cotton. Alright, so as you can see, there's the ceramic plate. Let's zoom in close on this piece. There is the ceramic plate, and you can see the heating element running through that plate. That's very interesting. Look at M shape there. So it is held in right here. There's a screw, and on the other side there's a screw as well, holding that ceramic plate in place there into the deck of the RDA. So in all reality, this is not an RDA like we're traditionally used to seeing. You do not put your own heating elements in this. It comes pre-installed with this ceramic plate. That's really what makes this RDA what it is. What differentiates it from any other RDA on the market. See the tips of those M's, those are the first ones to really heat up when you apply heat to this. But then as you start heating it, it will heat more evenly across the surface of that plate. So, ceramic plates, as we will talk about in the review, ceramic plates are not a new thing to vaping. We've seen ceramic heating elements dating back to like the vaping donuts. The problem with them was the problem that we're having with this one is that it requires a lot of heat to be able to use in any sort of traditional way, like a way that I would use a normal RDA. You have to apply a lot of wattage to get this up to heat. So here's the top cap. It has little slots, little airflow slots going all the way around. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Very, very restricted airflow, even with, obviously there's no way to close these off. So even with them all open like that, I still find it to be extremely restrictive. This material is a little bit thinner than I'd like to see, but it seems to hold up fairly well. Has the built-in drip tip. You cannot remove this drip tip. It is 100% part of the top cap. So yeah, that is the Rigid RDA, up close and personal. There's the heating element. As you saw, on the back of the package, what you do is basically you take this cotton and you drape it over thusly. Screwdriver, and that's your car. That's it wicked. That's it. Then you put your little cage over the top of it, and this cage basically just acts as a way to hold that cotton in place while you're using it. And this cage seems to be, I think, aluminum. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's aluminum. It feels a little plasticky to me, but it sounds, it seems to be aluminum. It's a very, very lightweight material. So yeah, put that cage over it with your wicking. You juice it up like you would normally, and then yeah, you vape away. Put the top cap back on. Top cap, the O-rings on the top cap are a little bit tight, but you can definitely loosen those up with a little bit of e-liquid. So yeah, that's the Rigid. Let's get out of here. We're back. Okay, so what? Right? So it's a ceramic heating element. That's what powers this whole RDA. You don't put coils in here. It has it's not obviously not a coil, but it is a heating element. It's a little ceramic plate. So we've seen this. We've been down this road before with ceramic heating elements. I remember a long time ago there was something called the vaping donut, which is basically was a little ceramic disc with like a little hollow, with the center was hollowed out like a donut, and it had little leads coming off of it, and you could install it in RDAs and use it that way. The only problem with these ceramic heating elements, it's the same with the vaping donuts, and it's the same here with the Rigid RDA, is that it requires a lot of power to power this heating element. Okay, that's why I have it on this. What is this thing called? This triple 2700, the iJoy Captain, whatever, X3, that's what it is. Because this is like a 350 watt RDA, or a mod. And yeah, so, like I said, it requires a lot of power to power this little disc. So the disc starts off at about between 0.25 and 0.3, but the resistance changes as you heat it up. So I'll heat it up a little bit, and it jumps up to 0.4, 0.46, 0.48, and then as it cools, it'll drop back down. And so the resistance is going to be changing. It's going to be fluctuating as you heat it up, and that can basically makes it where you can't use it with mech mods. It's just the resistance is too high. Now, could you do something with a ceramic disc or wafer or ring to make it able to be used on mech mods? Of course you could. They could cut little slats out of it. They could just make it less material there to lower the resistance. But the way that it's set up now, this is anywhere between a point, it's sitting pretty well at a 0.37, 0.36, all the way up to a 0.47, So yeah, so I have it on here. I'll kick it up a little bit. I have White Girl in here, my own liquid that I made. And the way that you wick this is that you, as you guys saw, you just kind of drape the cotton over the top. When I first saw this RDA, it has, obviously I got the gold one, which is like the little, the top cap is this material here, that I can't think of the name of. But it comes in white and black as well. When I first got it though, now that it's kind of being worn in, I'm able to use it at slightly lower wattages. Like I can use it at like 110, 120 watts. But that is about, like 6 volts, something like that. I wanted to originally use it on a series mod. But as you saw, the 510 pin is not protruding enough to actually use it on any of the series mods that I have. Because they're all hybrid series mods. But using it like at 210 watts, it just doesn't. I just never feel like I'm getting what I want out of this RDA. I always, it's hard to explain. Like I just feel like, well, first off, there's not enough airflow in this top cap. The top cap airflow is very restricted. I don't feel like I'm getting enough airflow, and so the combination of like having to turn it up the wattage so much to get it to heat up, and not having enough airflow, I always feel like I'm on the verge of like burning something. But then I'm like backing off, and I'm not getting a good vape. The potential's there. I really think the potential's there, and this is well made. But I just think it's not executed as well as it could be. I'm thinking about drilling this out a little bit and seeing if that helps to improve the, if improving the airflow helps, just so that I have a little bit more confidence in really letting it rip. But as it stands right now, I'm not the hugest fan of this. I'm just not. And the flavor I'm getting from it, it's not great. It's functional, right? But it's just not. I'm vaping a liquid that I know a lot about. It's a liquid that I make myself, and that I vape every single day, and I have for the last 2 years. And it's just not giving me what I expect from that liquid. It's not terrible, right? but it's just not. It's not 100% where it should be. Hopefully, drilling out the airflow holes will help to improve that, but it's just a little bit too finicky for me. It's really limited on what mods I can use it on, and that heating element is just, to me, a little bit. It's an unknown factor. I don't have a lot of experience with using this kind of heating element, and thus I'm not really comfortable playing with it too much. And it really, when you think of RDAs, you think of the ability to use your own heating elements, your own coils, and this is really not that. This is basically a pre-built RDA, and yeah, it's going to be for a very specific person, and I just don't think that person is me. I definitely wanted to check it out though, because there was no reviews online for this when I got it sent to me. That's why I picked it, and so I really wanted to check it out. And as you can see, I mean, it's kind of really interesting. It's just interesting. It's an interesting idea, but I don't think that the idea and the actual practical application in this circumstance, it's just not applicated practically enough. It's just not there yet. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of things they could do to improve on this design, and hopefully in the near future we'll see them iterate on this in a way that increases its functionality. But right now I just think it's really limited onto who this is going to appeal to, and to who is going to enjoy this. I'm trying to, in vain, think of who's going to enjoy this. Like maybe somebody who wants an RDA experience but doesn't build coils. I guess it's people who, enthusiasts who just want to try something new. I think that's probably more likely. Somebody who's just like, hey, ceramic heating element, let me give that a shot. So if you're one of those people, yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. I just don't think that it's where it should be. I think that they should have spent a little bit more time tinkering, maybe changing this disc from a disc to a perforated disc to a, something to lower that resistance a little bit and make it a little bit more applicable for an RDA. Something closer to 0.1 would have been ideal, honestly. Because if it's going to go up in ohms anyways, then why not start off lower, Okay. So that about does it for me. I want to thank you so much to Vapes for sending this out. I have a couple more products from them that we'll be looking at very soon, including the SkyStar Revo Kit from Aspire, which I'm really, really happy with. That thing is gorgeous. And yeah, all right. We'll see you guys later. Keep close tight.